All right. When all the stars are falling and the sun has lost its shine, snowflakes fall in August, then I will make you mine. When drops of silver quarters fall from the heavenly blue, and God has made dark angels, then I'll come back to you. When the rivers cease to wander and the bells have lost their tone, people are all happy and satisfied at home. When all the work is finished and there's nothing left to do, and two can live as cheap as one, then I'll come back to you. When the water turns to whiskey and hunger can't be found, all the boats in the ocean are floating upside down. When good is just like evil and all your lies are true, and everyone knows my name, then I'll come back to you. When the rivers cease to wander and the bells have lost their tone, people are all happy and satisfied at home. When all the work is finished and there's nothing left to do, and two can live as cheap as one, then I'll come back to you. Cease to wander and the bells lost their tone. People are all happy and satisfied at home. When all the work is finished and there's nothing left to do, and two can live as cheap as one, then I'll come back to you. And two can live as cheap as one, then I'll come back to you. A man's life in prison can turn a heart to stone if he's always wondering if his wife's all alone. She's out to free while he's locked up inside, and it's a fear of her cheating that you just can't hide. It's not the hard cold stone walls or the icy steel bars, not the barbed wire fences, the dogs or the guards. There's only one thing puts a fear in my heart. Thought of her lying in another man's arms. Thought of her lying in another man's arms. When you turn out the lights and you're alone there in bed, and the thoughts of her cheating, Lord, they run through your head. After 12 long years of hard, lonely times, there's only one thing left that tortures my mind. cobblestone walls of the icy steel bars, not the barbed wire fences, the dogs or the guards. There's only one thing puts a fear in my heart. It's the thought of her lying in another man's arms, thought of her lying in another man's arms. It's the thought of her lying in another man's arms, thought of her lying in another man's arms. Thank you, folks. Welcome to the Junior Sisk and Ramblers Choice portion of the show this evening. We're going to move right along with the program and try to get you all the music we can in for the short little while we'll be here. And I'll introduce the guys as I bring them up to do something for you, and I'll introduce a few songs. Right now, I'd like to introduce this next song right here. Me and Joe Mullins got together here back about 6 months ago, I believe, and we recorded a project together called Junior Sisk and Joe Mullins, a tribute to the Bluegrass Hall of Famers. And out of the 13 songs that we recorded, we paid tribute to 25 different artists. And we'd like to do you one right now, paying tribute to the father of bluegrass music, Mr. Bill Monroe. Here's one. Somebody asked for this a while ago. I thought they were talking about my shoes, but I don't guess they were. It's called Breaking In a Brand New Pair of Shoes. I'm breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. Don't you look at me like you think I've got the blues. I'm walking around and round, seeing most of the town, breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. I'm talking to myself. Oh no, you're not putting me on the shelf. I'm breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. Don't you look at me like you think I've got the blues. I'm walking around and round, seeing most of the town, breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. I'll be doggone if I'm gonna cry the blues. Well, my feet are sore, but I got no time to lose. I'm wanting you here with me, I'm needing your company. I'm breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. I'm talking to myself. Oh no, you're not putting me on the shelf. I'm breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. Don't you look at me like you think I've got the blues. I'm walking around and round, seeing most of the town, breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. I'm breaking in a brand new pair of shoes. Thank you. Out there at the record table, which not much of a record table, I didn't bring enough CDs. We sold out over the weekend. We've been gone for 3 days over in Washington State, and I think we have about 9 to 13 CDs left. Have some of the Joe and Junior CDs left, so I always make a little joke. When we have a limited supply, and when that limited supply runs out, we'll go to the motorhome and get the rest of the limited supply. Can't make that joke tonight, because that is a limited supply tonight, for sure. But y'all come by and shake and howdy. You don't have to buy anything. You can just come by and visit with us. But Please don't get in the way of anybody who is trying to buy something. Once again, just kidding about that too. We always like to do at least one pitiful song on each of our sets. And we'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. This is an old Del McCurry tune. It was on one of his first long play albums. It is a pitiful number because it talks about a mother and a child. It's one called How Could I Explain What I Can't Understand? The road from our home was all drifted over. The snow fell for hours that long winter's night. The baby was born in her own little cabin, but I knew in my heart something just wasn't right. So sad and alone without any mother to kiss him at night and take a small hand. What can I do without hearing him crying? How could I explain what I can't understand? She lay on her bed, the baby beside her. She cried, hold me close, please don't let me die. Then I took her hand and knelt down beside her. The last thing she heard was a baby sad cry. So sad and alone without any mother to kiss him at night and take a small hand. What can I do when I hear him crying? How could I explain what I can't understand? Years have gone by since that cold morning, and I wonder each night when I stop to pray, does she sleep in peace or is she tormented? When the baby sad cry lifts out to her grave, so sad and alone without any mother to kiss him at night and take a small hand. What can I do when I hear him crying? How could I explain what I can't understand? How could I explain what I can't understand? Thank you. That was the pitiful portion of the show, folks. Right now, I'd like to start introducing the guys to you. I'll start with the newest member of Junior Sisk and Ramblers Choice. This gentleman here playing the fiddle. He's been with us now for about a month, I think. Seems like 10 years, but it's only been a month. Known him for a long, long time. He can play about any instrument, can sing about any part we need him to sing. He's just a blessing to have with us. We're tickled to death to have him. Would you please make welcome from Mocksville, North Carolina. This is Mr. Jamie Harper right here.
Bless his little heart.
Bless his little heart. I might have lied about the pitiful song. We're going to let him sing one now, and it's a pitiful number too because it talks about a dead horse. That's awful. It's called Goodbye, Old Pal. Oh.
Mound lay the best pal I ever had. My best pal, old paint horse, now he's gone to rest. Well, I laid him down beneath that ground in Texas away out west, where the cactus blooms o'er his grave and the coyotes cry. I know he sleeps in perfect peace beneath that Texas sky. Yodelady, yodelady, Texas roll. But my love for you, old pal, it shall linger on. And I know I'll always think of you, although you're dead and gone. Yodelady, yodelady, yodelady.
Jamie Harper right there for you. Good job, Jamie. Little pony, yeah, you little horse tonight? That'd make you a pony, right? I am a little horse tonight, sure enough. Let me go ahead and introduce the banjo player to you now. This gentleman comes to you by way of a little town in Virginia called Ford, Virginia. Not to be confused with Chevrolet, Virginia, but Ford, Virginia. One of the best banjo players in bluegrass music today, in my opinion. He's got a mighty fine drive to him. Would you like to come around and talk to the folks?
I'm good. You got it.
That's the most he said to me all day. He lets his banjo do the talking for him. He has a solo project out there at the record table. He's got a couple left, I do believe, called Second Time Around. We'll get him to do a tune from that project. This is an old Don Reno number, I do believe. It's one called Bully of the Town. Jason Davis. Fine job, JD. It's called Bully of the Town. Good job. Right now it's time to introduce the bass player to you.
Oh, sweet.
He comes from Amherst, Virginia. He's another one that you just can't hook up wrong. He can sing any part we need him to sing, and he's another one that can play about any instrument we need. Just a great asset to Junior Sisk and Ramblers' Choice. I'm sure you're going to enjoy his portion of the show. Would you please make welcome Jason Sweet Tater Tomlin. He's one of the hardest working bass players in bluegrass music for sure. He's got a gray shirt on right now. I guarantee you, time the show is over, it'll be black and wet.
Yeah.
Let's see. He'd like to send this song out here to all the girls out here in the audience that are looking, because he's looking too. It's called Don't Fall in Love with Me, Darling, just because I play with Junior Sisk and Ramblers' Choice.
Boxcars echo rattling down the line. Don't fall in love with me, darling, I'm a rambler. Though you're the sweetest sweetheart in this world, it's all for your sake, dear. handed you a line, dear, and I'm sorry. Your love's a little sweeter than the rest. But darling, please believe me when I tell you I'd do anything to save your happiness. Don't fall in love with me, darling, I'm a rambler. Though you're the sweetest sweetheart in this world, it's all for your sake, dear, that I'm leaving. No, don't give your heart to a rambler, let her go. Oh, please don't give your heart to a rambler, let her go.
Sweet Tater Tomlin. Good job, Tater. Fine job. We've got a prototype we're working on right now. Wouldn't you like to have a bobblehead of him on your dash? It's in the making, folks. Well, while we're talking about Tater, we'll go ahead and tell you just a little tale here. A few months ago, well, no, actually last year, we went, yeah, I ain't gonna tell everything. Last year we went to Switzerland and Amsterdam, went all around over there for a week or so, and we landed back in Charlotte, North Carolina, and this gentleman was so glad to get home that he kissed the pavement there at Charlotte Airport. And we always send this out to him. It's off of our new CD. It's called Good to See the Home Place Once Again. Come 6 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be packed and leaving town. Hills of old Kentucky, honest folks and fertile ground. It's a place back in the holler where the mountain laurels grow, and the moonlight paints a picture on the newly fallen snow. I can see my mom and daddy sitting on the old front porch, little sister making mud pies in the rain. I can smell my mama's chicken frying just like days before. Sure is good to see the home place once again. Grandma's feather pillows, red tomatoes on the vine, the smell of mama's washing hanging on an old clothesline. These things are might sound simple to a man who ain't been there, but let me tell you, brother, you can't beat it anywhere. I can see my mom and daddy sitting on the old front porch, little sister making mud pies in the rain. I can smell my mama's chicken frying just like days before. Sure is good to see the home place once again. My mom and daddy sitting on the old front porch, little sister making mud pies in the rain. I can smell my mama's chicken frying just like days before. Sure is good to see the whole place once again. That's a tune from David Carroll from over around East Kentucky way. He plays with a band called Hammertown. He sent us that last year, and it's on our latest CD. Let's see, let's do a couple of gospel numbers right now. Well, any of you folks ever heard of the band called Blue Ridge before? Oh, yeah. I played with them for 5 years, and we recorded 3 projects together. And our last project was an all-gospel CD called Getting Ready. And myself and Tim Massey, we wrote this song here, and we'd like to try it for you. It's one called Don't You Want to Go There. Don't you wanna see him? Don't you wanna sing with the angel band? Can't you hear him calling, calling his children? Your time is coming. Don't you wanna go? Ain't you tired of living that same old way? Heartaches and troubles day after day. Open up your heart, boy, let him cleanse your soul. You better get ready if you wanna go. Don't you wanna go there? Don't you wanna see him? Don't you wanna sing with the angel band? Can't you hear him calling, calling his children? Your time is coming. Don't you wanna go? True, hung on the cross there for me and you. We're all God's children, he loves us so. You better get ready if you wanna go. Don't you wanna go there? Don't you wanna see him? Don't you wanna sing with the angel band? Can't you hear him calling, calling his children? Your time is coming. Don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna go there? Don't you wanna see him? Don't you wanna sing with the angel band? Can't you hear him calling, calling his children? Your time is coming. Don't you wanna go? Your time is coming. Don't you wanna go? Thank you. While we're in the gospel mode or mood, how's your voice tonight, Jason?
Get through it.
Think you can get through it?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'd like to feature, you know he's a great banjo player. He just showed all that off, and he's also got another hidden talent. He's also a great singer to go along with it. And we'd like to feature him on this next gospel tune right here. Pay close attention to him, because without his part, well, we just couldn't do the song. It's one called Education on High. If I could go back when I was a lad, when I'd go to church with mother and dad, the preacher would preach straight from the book. He had no education, but he had what it took. The preacher would preach, repent of your sins, give your heart to Jesus and let the love light in. Jesus died on the cross at Calvary. He gave his life for you and for me. If I could go back when I was a lad, when I'd go to church with mother and dad, the preacher would preach straight from the book. He had no education, but he had what it took. Stand in your way. It won't judgment day. Give your heart to Jesus, say an honest prayer. Then you'll be ready for that meeting in the air. If I could go back when I was a lad, when I'd go to church with mother and dad, the preacher would preach straight from the book. He had no education, but he had what it took. If I could go back when I was a lad, when I'd go to church with mother and dad, the preacher would preach straight from the book. He had no education, but he had what it took. He had no education, but he had what it took. In case you missed that, that's Jason Davis on the But He. First time we done that song, he whispered in my ear, I forgot the words. That was last night.
That never happened.
Never happened. All right, the youngest member of Junior Sisk and Ramblers' Choice. No, it's not me. I know what you're thinking. But there's a gentleman over here on the mandolin. He comes to you by a little town called Wirtz, Virginia, about 15 miles from my house. I've been watching him since he was about this high. He's one that can absolutely play the fire out of anything that you put in his hands. He has a great, great talent. And he also can sing. He can sing any part we need him to sing as well. We'd like to get him to come around and sing you a song right now, and then we'll show him off on the mandolin a little bit later. Would you please make welcome Mr. Jonathan Dillon right here, 19 years old. Get him to do a song off the very first project of Junior Sisk and Ramblers' Choice on Rebel Records. This is a song about a pair of old-timey overalls called The Man in Red Camels.
I see a burned old point and quail. Behind the barn, a woman drawing water from a well. Ankle deep in that red clay, sweat dripping from his brow, was a man in red camels with his hands upon the plow. And he held those old oak handles like a mother holds a child, cussing that old mule for running wild, scratching out a living the best way he knew how. The man in red camels with his hands upon the plow. My mind's eye, that's what I saw while I was standing there today. But in reality, it looked a different way. All cut down and pushed away, but I still see him there. The man in red camels with his hands upon the plow. And he held those old oak handles like a mother holds a child, cussing that old mule for running wild, scratching out a living the best way he knew how. The man in red camels with his hands upon the plow.
cussing that old mule for running wild, scratching out a living the best way he knew how. The man in red camels with his hands upon the plow, scratching out a living the best way he knew how. The man in red camels with his hands upon the plow. Jonathan Dillon. Let's get him. You want to pick one?
I'll try.
You do better than that. You're going to do it. We tune because we care, folks. Here's Jonathan Dillon to do you one called Daybreak in Dixie. Jonathan Dillon. These young'uns is wearing me out. So I'm going to do a slow one. I'd like to do you a song now that's on the very first project, the Blue Side of the Blue Ridge Project. Song written by one of my favorite singers and songwriters in bluegrass music, Mr. Ronnie Bowman. And he now has a great songwriting career in Nashville, Tennessee. He's wrote a #1 song for Kenny Chesney. He's wrote a #1 song for Brooks and Dunn. And he's wrote a #13 song for Junior Sisk and Ramblers' Choice. I'm sure the royalty checks are nowhere close when it rolls in, but it is one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song that we do, because it talks about 3 of my favorite things in life. First of all, it talks about God, and then it talks about Mama, and then it talks about fried chicken. It's a 3-way combination that you can't go wrong with. It's called a little bit of this and a little bit of that. 1, 2, 3. Sunday wasn't Sunday without Jesus and Mama. We went from hallelujah to Daddy saying grace. And there wasn't nothing better than Mama's fried chicken. We asked her how she fixed it, but all she'd ever say, you take a little this, you take a little that, it ain't no mystery. And she'd just laugh